In this episode of Gareth Jones on Speed, I'm going on a rally with Zog, but not any old rally. This is a 21st century all-electric rally. Hello, welcome to Gareth Jones on Speed. I'm Gareth, he's Zog.
Hello.
And you join us in what is potentially the most complicated episode of On Speed we will have ever done. We're taking part in a rally. It's called the Hyundai Kona Rally, and it's a challenge whereby 7 groups of journalists have been given a Hyundai Kona, which is their new electric SUV, and we've been sent off to complete a number of tasks all over the UK. Now, the idea is to go as far as you possibly can in this car. It has a going over a cattle grid, thank you. The car has a theoretical maximum range of 300 miles. We've started with 275 showing on our distance indicator here in the dash. But it's not quite as straightforward as going as far as you can and then coming back. We've got to achieve a series of sort of waypoints along the way. Zog, you can hear beeping there, is setting our first tasks. Now, these waypoints, some of them you just drive through a waypoint. Right. Others you have to do stuff like get a photograph of yourself with a famous landmark. You have to gather some sand from a beach somewhere. So it's a bit of a sort of a scavenger hunt. It's gamification of electric mileage, and it's quite a big old task as well, because the time at the moment is 5 to 7 and we've got to bring the car back before 8 a.m. so we're driving through the night, which is why I picked Zog, because Zog, you're very good at night. You're better than me, I think.
Yeah, I'm definitely a night owl, not a lark. My only concern is that are we going to be able to find enough places with decent coffee through this nighttime adventure we've got coming up?
Well, they say that they filled the car with snacks and stuff in the boot. I haven't had a look.
Now turn right. I've brought our own snacks as well. I anticipated that we might need some food en route, so we've got some quite tasty biscuits, a bit of lemonade. Yeah, there we go.
Good. Which is the way out? Is it left or right? It looks like left.
We came that way, didn't we?
We did, but I think the way out is this one.
Yeah, it's telling us to go this way. Follow the nav. And by the way, I've put Bletchley Park in as our first waypoint, because that's close enough and on the way to where we're going next. So we're going to go to Bletchley Park, score some points there, then move on. How
many points do we get for Bletchley Park?
How many points do we get for Bletchley Park? Let's consult the road book.
We've come a wrong way already. This is no way out here. It says no entry. I'm going to have to turn round.
Yeah, go. Yeah, yes, we do want to go by the quick way. Bletchley Park is a rather pathetic 5 points.
Oh, no!
But it's just a drive-through.
Okay.
So it's on our way, so it's worth doing.
Okay. The way the scoring works, as I understand, is that you get a point for every mile you do. Is that right?
We get a point for every mile we complete. Right. We get 2 points for every percentage point left on the battery charge at the end. We get points for just driving through certain waypoints. So Bletchley Park, we get 5 points for just driving by the waypoint at Bletchley Park, and then at other waypoints score more points. And there may be further points available for a bonus activity, taking a picture on the seafront at Skegness or something.
Right.
So the strategy that we've gone for is to try and target 3 of the high-value 50-point waypoints, and we figure that's going to be our best chance of getting the maximum number of points.
And
we'll see.
Enhancing our strategy, we've chosen those waypoints in the flattest part of Britain. So rather than heading to Wales or Scotland, yes, there's a photographer in the road right in front of us as we leave. What's this place called?
Waddesdon Manor.
Waddesdon Manor in Buckinghamshire. Yeah, I'm just going to wave at the photographer. Yeah, we're leaving.
So turn right here.
Turn right. Indicating we're poised. I could have pulled out at the junction there, but there's
you were taking a super conservative, super safe.
Yeah.
Which is good with somebody else's car.
And if we're trying to save energy, I'm not going to zoom out of here. I'm going to creep gently.
Absolutely.
Because
yeah.
So miles, keep straight on this road.
You know, the distance you can cover probably at 40 miles per hour is going to be far greater than the distance you can cover before you then have to recharge at 60 miles per hour.
Although, if you get to a charging point quickly enough at 60 miles an hour and are then able to, more importantly, recharge quickly enough, it might be worth doing the higher speed and recharging more often.
Now, on recharging, I was told once a great analogy about charging electric cars. It's like putting pencils in a pencil box. The first 50 go in really quickly, and then the last 5 take ages to put in as you find little gaps to pop them in. So our charging philosophy is not to park the car up and fully charge it, but just put enough energy in to get us where we want to go, and then do another short charge later on. I'm also creeping around at 35 miles per hour at the moment, although I'm going to take a view on what Zog says on that and whether we should be driving more quickly. Also, stuff like, do we have the air conditioning on? Do we leave the windows open? All this will affect the amount of energy that we use in our car. Also, the fact that there's a van right on my tail, wondering why I'm now doing 41 miles per hour. Oh, hello. Picard trying to communicate. He can overtake if he wants. I'm not going to be pressured into driving quickly.
I would have thought, off the top of my head, 55 miles an hour is quite a good speed.
You think that's the optimum?
Actually, okay, next left, make a left.
This one here?
Yes.
Regardless of what it says?
Regardless of what it says there,
okay.
Because we have 2 sat-navs going now.
Oh,
and the sat-nav that is tuned to Bletchley Park rather than Bletchley is saying left. So,
okay.
So that's why.
Okay, I'm going to allow you to standardise our navigation. So, you know what they say,
I'm going to see if I can bring that one up today.
Okay, you know what they say, a man who has a watch knows what time it is. A man who has 2 watches is never certain. And if you've got 2 sat-navs with conflicting information, you don't know where to go. You might as well not have a sat-nav. But I'm continuing to drive at 40 miles per hour and adapting to the Kona. Now, there's a few things on this car that I'm going to need to adapt to and understand. One is single pedal driving. If you engage that mode, which involves pulling the left-hand paddle, I believe, twice, it encourages regenerative energy recovery and braking. So I'm learning about all that. In fact, I'm going to focus on driving the car for a minute. I'll report back as the Kona Challenge develops. Okay, Zog's been doing some research on the best strategy in terms of speed for an electric car. What have you found, Z?
Well, perhaps not surprisingly, the advice about maximising mileage is really drive as slowly as you can. The slower we're going, the more miles we're getting out of the available charge in the battery. But the thing is, we don't necessarily want to be driving in the most efficient manner, because we're not trying to get the greatest number of miles out of the charge we've got on the battery at the moment. We're trying to cover as many miles as we can in the next 12 hours with possible recharges, and that's a whole different ball game. So I think we probably won't have much chance to do this, but we don't want to be sort of doing motorway speeds too much and losing mileage to air resistance.
So shortest distance between points rather than fastest.
Yes, shortest distance rather than sort of easiest route. Probably.
So we want to make sure that the sat-nav route options are set to shortest distance, eco.
Yes, that is probably true.
We should check that, actually, shouldn't we?
Yeah. Oh, we just had a good luck message from the game app. We're being guided or helped on the trip by a game app loaded onto an iPad, which I'm operating in the passenger seat here. This is showing us all of the possible waypoints so where we can pick up points, and there's also some in-game messaging. This is a good luck message from Simon at Hyundai.
In a quarter mile, turn left.
Okay, straight ahead and turning left at the next big junction.
It is quite a complicated thing, this app that we've got. It's a shame that Violet isn't with us, actually, because Violet understands game mentality like no one else I know on the planet, and she would be able to help us strategise. Maybe we'll have to phone Violet in a minute and get some advice.
Yeah, can we get a little gamer support, maybe?
Yeah. We're going to win this. Well, we're going to try and win this.
We're certainly trying.
There's a very good reason why we want to win this, and it's not simply for pride.
Now turn left.
It's because the winner of this game gets £1,000 per member of the team
keep straight on this road
to give to our favourite charity. So I've selected the charity in my head. If we win this, who the money would go to. Don't say what it is, Zog, but have you got a favourite charity?
I do have one in mind, yes.
Excellent. Well, we won't announce who that is unless we win it. We'll wait until we win, right? Because there's nothing worse than opening your chickens before you've counted the hedge full of kettle fish. Is that right?
It's bad for the chickens, it's bad for the fish.
It's bad for the kettle fish, yes. Oh, I've just realised I'm doing 45 miles per hour. I don't need to be doing that. I'm going to come down to 40. Oh yeah, on charging, Zog, talking about recharging, if we can get 80% charge in this car in 50 minutes, 50 minutes, if we can find a charger which will supercharge, then that tells us the trade-off between going quickly and how long it takes to recharge and the time you would be scoring miles when you're not driving. Do you see what I mean? Yeah.
What's the question?
The question is, when we stop to recharge, if it takes 50 minutes and we're doing 60 miles per hour, that's 50 miles, therefore 50 points. But we can put in 80% of the 300 mile range in that period, which is
240.
You see, I knew you were the right person, Zog, because you're good at all that sort of thing. I can only do maths and I've got a pencil and calculator. Yeah, so so there's the thing. Is the time spent recharging because you flattened your battery by going fast a more efficient way of scoring points than driving slowly?
Well, it's worth charging up as long as you can then put those miles on the road.
Right.
Because if you get an 80% charge, then you can do another 240 miles. Then your 50 minutes gives you an extra 80% of your range. You can actually then do those miles. Yes, it's worth doing.
Right.
So it's worth driving to somewhere where you can get a quick charge up.
Right, okay. Let's do a bit of research then. We've got our first 3 waypoints that we know we're going to target. Let's do a bit of research that finds out using ZapMap.
I think we shouldn't be driving at 40 miles an hour all the way.
Okay.
I think we're not going to cover enough miles.
Okay. Because we think the others will be doing 55.
I don't know, but I think it's worth getting the miles down.
Okay. Yeah, because in an hour at 60 miles per hour, you get 60 points as opposed to 40 points. Yeah, I'll take your point.
Yes. Yes, that's what we're looking at.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, it's complicated, isn't it? Actually, what I might do is try and make a phone call to a Formula One team strategist and see what their overview of the whole thing is. Also, we need to locate some rapid chargers because there is no point charging on anything other than a rapid charging station.
Okay, that's next job then. Find rapid chargers.
Zog's doing a great job piloting here. I'm going to concentrate on driving for a little bit. Gareth Jones on speed! Just listen to this sound, listen. Not the sound of us going over the speed bumps. Can you hear that slightly science fiction drone, that whistle, that whoa? We are driving around Bletchley Park, which is making us very excited. Left again, Zog, yeah?
Yeah.
We're making us very excited because you know how important
In a
this
quarter mile,
place is.
You will arrive at your destination.
We can't drive through any gates, it says, and there's a gate. We can't drive through that.
Yeah, we are tantalisingly close to the little GPS marker that we're trying to make contact with.
This is our first waypoint, and we are only an hour into the journey, perhaps less at the moment, and we're keen to score points. But it says one way. Do we just drive down a one-way road the wrong way?
No.
I hope not. Have you ever been to Bletchley Park, Zog?
No, I haven't. Go round this way, because I think
Please refer to the map.
this may be our best hope of getting to... No, that's no good.
No?
No.
It's not going to let us get there.
No, it's not.
We have to talk to the man on the gate and ask him.
That's where we came.
Okay.
I mean, it may well be that
Is
there's...
that a way out there? No.
No, that's all blocked off there. We can't drive through there.
Two soft lads driving around. We'd like to stop and just visit all the buildings, wouldn't we? Look at them, they're amazing.
This is a place that has fascinating history.
What is really frustrating is that we may have chosen our first waypoint, which is in a position that you just can't get to when it's not open to the public, perhaps. I don't know. Could that be a possibility? Although at the moment, the sat-nav is telling me that it's ahead of us on the right, but is that the same as the waypoint on the game? The game says to the right. Zog's got an iPad with the game on it, and is it not this right?
I mean, the road that was blocked off,
Yeah.
that was right there. We just had to carry along on that road for a couple of 100 yards.
Yeah.
So we can't go through there, we've got to go this way. Oh man.
Uh-oh. I think we may have just...
You have reached your destination.
Yeah, that's what the sat-nav says, but not the game pad. Oh no! That means we don't score points here.
Just try going up there. Just try
Okay.
that little...
I'm going to try a cul-de-sac where people live, just in case.
And then make a right at the end.
Okay, good lad, Zog. Worth trying while we're here. Because we're scoring miles every inch or metre we drive. We're now in the dead end of Welchman Court. And there's a gate ahead.
Is that going to be close enough?
Is it going to be close enough? Will these gates open? No, they won't, will they? Automatic gates. No, we
It's on
can't.
the other side. You know what?
Yeah.
We can't get through those gates. I think we have to just
Bail.
bail on this because it's not worth spending time just trying to pick up 5 points. If
Yeah.
we were coming through this way,
Yeah.
which we were, it's worth picking them up. But okay, so reprogramming for our next location.
Yeah, we can't move until we've reprogrammed the next route. Oh, Lord. This is complicated. Stay with us, it's going to be fun. Okay, Zog and I have been seriously considering our speed versus economy strategy. Now, we're not just driving an electric car to get the most out of the range in the battery, because we can recharge. And here's Zog's simple explanation of how that works.
Yeah, okay, well, this is my justification for why we should drive a bit faster. I've just convinced myself that a bit more speed is more use than a bit more efficiency, and here's why. If you take the extreme cases, we're not doing sophisticated number crunching here, but take the extreme cases of eking out mileage from this car. This car has a nominal 300 mile range on a full charge.
Yeah.
Let's say we go for maximum efficiency. We drive at 30 miles an hour, minimal wind resistance. That's going to probably get as close to maximum range as we can. We would do the 300 mile range of the car in about 10 hours.
Yeah.
If instead we throw efficiency out of the window, we just go for speed, pedal to the metal, and let's say we make the numbers easier, we tweak the car so we can do 150 miles an hour, and let's say at that top speed of 150 miles an hour, we're only getting 50% of the efficiency that we're getting at 30 miles an
speeds,
hour.
yeah.
Okay? And so it's much worse performance in those terms. But in an hour, we do 150 miles. We then spend 50 minutes getting our 80% charge at a fast charging station, get on the road again and do another 80% of those 150 miles, which is going to be 120 miles.
Yeah.
So instead, in just under 3 hours, we will have covered 270 miles, which is getting on for what we'd have covered in 10 hours at our maximum efficiency. We then repeat that, we charge up again, we do another 150 miles, charge up again. We're basically going to do about 3 times the miles that we'd have done in the more efficient case, with our less efficient, high speed, broken up by charging strategy.
So because we've got a finite amount of time in which to achieve our distance, driving more quickly and charging quickly is better than driving slowly and not charging so often.
Yes.
There you go. In one sentence, 2 of the greatest brains in non-motorsport. In this car. Whilst the plan for this game is to do as many miles as you can, we've been struggling. We got onto the A1 because our plan is to go up towards Skegness, but the A1's had a 40 mile per hour restriction, so that's limited the distance we've achieved in the time that we've been running. However, some good news, because the waypoint at Bletchley Park was inside an area where you couldn't actually reach after closing time, we have been credited our 5 points we got for that, Zog?
Yeah, that was a 5 point.
Credited our 5 points by competition control, or rally control as they're called, which is fair and generous and cool and good. But Zog and I, whilst we're on a straight bit of road now and that 40 mile per hour limit has lifted, Zog and I discussing how else we can maximise our score during this rally.
Yeah, i.e. looking for loopholes, basically.
Yeah. What does it say on the sheet?
Okay, well, it's a recap here. So the above is a map of the checkpoints, yada yada yada. And those are also in the app that we've got on our iPad. Your Kona Electric Premium SE is equipped with a Krell 8-speaker premium sound system, which includes an 8-inch satellite navigation system, which we've been using to navigate our waypoints. From your starting point at Waddesdon Manor, you will need to plan your route to maximise the number of points you can achieve. You might choose to do this by hoovering up as many nearby checkpoints with low points as possible, or by venturing further afield and choosing some carefully selected big winners. The choice is yours. Now, we've basically gone for big winners.
High risk strategy.
Yeah, we're heading to Skegness and then down the east coast to pick up some big 50 pointers and foregoing some easier, lower hanging fruit nearby. Half of the checkpoints, there are additional bonus points to be won, most of them designed to stir your inner snapper, but there's also some more unusual ones in there for the brave.
What do they mean by stir your inner snapper?
Well, unless you're carrying any red fish around with you, encouraging your inner photographer. It's getting you to take some pics with... well, actually, we need to take pics not with our phones, but with the camera on the iPad that's running the app. So at some of these checkpoints, we might have to take a picture of a statue or a pier or whatever the landmark is there.
Yeah.
Now, also, I think, on a quick look of the different waypoints, choosing those higher value ones also gives us better value on the bonuses, I think. As long as the bonuses aren't too difficult to achieve, which I don't think they will be, we should do better out of the bonuses on those as well. Okay, with a point awarded for every mile travelled, you would also be wise to consider venturing further afield and charging in the wild. To help you with this, the Kona Electric Premium Scroll System also features live connected services showing the driver charging station location and availability information. The Rally app tablet and in-car mobile will also have the ZapMap app downloaded. Now, in fact, we have already been using the ZapMap app to check out possible charging points. Yeah, basically places where we could fast charge that are going to be close enough to our intended route.
And by fast charge, we're looking at 40 kilowatt or higher chargers.
Yeah, we currently have our eye on a 50 kilowatt charging point in Kings Lynn, which will be fairly close to our route when we get up to Skegness. And I think we're then going to Ipswich and an RAF base or an RAF monitoring station.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's all very military. We went to Bletchley, didn't we? We're going to that RAF monitoring base.
It's the RAF Air Defence Radar Museum.
Okay.
To get the bonus, we have to take a selfie at the gate.
Okay.
So I think that's pretty doable.
Yeah. Hopefully there's enough light to do that, because the time now, by the way, time check is 8:45. We've been going an hour and a half or thereabouts. What time did we actually leave? It was near 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was a little after 6:30.
Yeah.
Probably 7:15. But hey, you say as long as there's enough light at the gate to take a picture by. Yeah, I think I know where there are 2 quite bright lights that we could turn on if necessary.
Might they consume the power from the battery, though?
Yeah, we'll cost ourselves, maybe a couple of 100 yards of distance if we have to use them for too long.
0.001 of a point.
I don't think we need to worry about that.
The other way that we can increase our points haul during this rally is to tweet about it. So if you follow Zog or me on Twitter, you will probably notice that we've been tweeting with the hashtag Kona Rally throughout the night. Luckily you were asleep, so you didn't have to endure our Twitter storm.
Twitter storm. Yeah, I'm very rarely at the heart of Twitter storm. I'm the most reluctant.
Anything more than 2 tweets a week from you is a Twitter storm.
It is, yeah. I've sent 1 already today, so that's...
Steady on.
We're really getting up there. Come on.
Do you want to do a picture of me driving and tweet that then? Here we go, live.
That's a good idea. Yeah,
live tweeting.
Go on.
This car, by the way, comes with what they call Smart Cruise Control, which has distance maintaining and it has lane keeping. So once again, as I'm recording this program, and being an electric car, it's no hand controls, I don't need to change gear. It means I can hold the recorder in one hand, but being as it's got lane keeping, if I do need to swap hands like I'm doing now, when I take my hands off the wheel for a moment, it does that very easily without me swaying from lane to lane. And I know I've said it before, but that's the beauty of lane keeping. It's not to hand over complete control of the car. Hello, I'm driving a car. No hands. Sorry, I'm not even looking. I looked at the camera, Zog's pointing at me there, because I don't have to look at the road ahead when you've got lane keeping. I'm not touching the pedals, I'm not touching the steering wheel, the car is completely safe. Yes. So, yeah, the great advantage of that lane keeping and distance maintaining is that you can just for moments take your attention off what's going on, which makes it a safer car. Don't hand over that responsibility completely. Not just yet. We're not there with complete autonomy yet, but we're getting there. Actually, I just realised I've been sitting behind this truck for the last sort of 10 miles, which is probably really helping our efficiency in terms of drafting. But is it helping our points haul in terms of the miles covered? So, remembering our brief that go quick, don't go efficient, I'm going to pull out now and overtake him. Yes, I know there's someone else in that lane, I've just let them go by. Yes, this car does bleep and let you know, but you get used to that these days. Gareth Jones on speed! And with the time coming up to just about 9 PM here on Gareth Jones on Speed on the Kona Rally, we've run into a minor hitch. There we were, tripping along the A1 towards Skegness, and it's closed. The A1, they've closed the A1 and they've pushed us all off onto the, what did you say, A47 zone?
Yeah, we're on the A47.
And will this get us there eventually?
It will. Did you get any sense of how much the A1 is closed? Did we get any idea about that?
No, other than there were diversion signs. But the trouble is the sat-nav is arguing and trying to put us back on the A1. It doesn't seem to know, but there are diversion signs.
I've just been doing a little double check here. That suggestion that the sat-nav is giving us to get back on the A1, there are 2 ways from here that we can get to our next waypoint. One would be to carry on the A47 for a bit and then sort of make a right at Uppingham, roughly. Yep. Don't they have swans there? I don't know. Or we get back on the A1 and carry on as we were. I think that as we're following the diverted traffic signs right now, I think there's a good chance that might get us back on the A1.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Let's find out how long we are on this road before we can rejoin the A1.
If we're on it for much longer, we do the A47 thing. Yeah.
You see, this is fine at the moment, but if we were in this sort of situation in, let's say, 100 miles when we're looking to recharge, that becomes a bit of an issue. If you can't get to a rapid charger because you're sent off the road that you want to be on, that's worth bearing in mind, isn't it?
Yeah.
Zog and I have agreed, shorter bursts of rapid charging round about the middle of your battery capacity is better than charging it when it's completely empty or largely full.
Well, I think once we're below about sort of 40% charge, that's probably... I get the...
Yeah.
That's probably about a good chance. That's a good time to start looking around for a charger.
Yeah. I'm showing 200 miles, 199 miles range at the moment at present velocities. This is quite tense, and if you think that we're going to have to do this through the night, we're going to be mentally and physically exhausted by 8 o'clock in the morning, Zog. Oh, by the way, I've got a theory about the end. This is how I reckon we finish. The window to arrive back is between 6:30 and 8 o'clock. You mustn't come home before 6:30.
Yeah,
because they won't be open.
Yeah, and mustn't be there after 8 o'clock. You're disqualified.
Yeah. So the trick is, I reckon, to get within a few miles of the end point from around 6:30, 7 o'clock, and just drive around and round and round and round in circles, a roundabout or a little loop nearby.
Just carrying on, piling on the miles.
So we're piling miles right till the very last second.
Yeah, that's a good end game strategy.
Yeah.
I like that.
So the end of the game is going to be fairly exhausting as we time it.
And maybe we save ourselves a waypoint that's kind of close to Waddesdon Manor, so if we have time to throw that in, we can throw that in and get a few extra points at the last minute.
The gameplay evolves. It's now 10 minutes to 10 on a Thursday evening, some 3 and a bit hours since we started, and we just stopped at Rutland Water Park, home of the Ruttles, and scored 30 points for crossing our waypoint there. And I've handed over to Zog to do some driving now, because I think the general rule is no one should drive for more than 2.5 hours. So he's only been steering this car for about 5 or 10 minutes. How you getting on, Z?
Yeah, getting used to it. I'm just thinking we should double check the sat-nav to make sure that it's got our next waypoint and then the destination beyond that correct.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just
negotiating cars coming up behind. Yeah.
But I feel like with that 30 points under our belt, we finally off to a good solid start. Now we just got to carry on making progress, clocking up those points, clocking up the miles.
Although, just looking at Twitter, there's a progress report from Robin Hales from Hyundai. We are running second to last at the moment, but we're playing a long game.
Well, we knew that we were reaching further out to try and go for those big 50-pointers on the coast. We knew that we were foregoing some earlier, easier points. So that doesn't worry me. If we're still second to last, maybe 6 hours in, maybe we want to start to worry.
Yes.
This is like Le Mans. This is an endurance event. You don't want to start worrying too early.
Correct. Got to be in it to win it. As long as we stay in the race and stick to our strategy, that's how you win these things, isn't it?
Yeah. That and cheating.
I mean, thinking about cheating, and possibly the best way...
I haven't thought of anything.
I have.
Anything.
I've got a plan. I think we should just keep going to Newcastle until the battery's flat on this car, and go and visit my friend Steve Summers up there, and take a tow rope to the back of his car, and then get him to tow us 50% of the way back to base. Because if you're in energy recovery mode, if he's towing us, we are A, covering miles and not using energy, and B, actually generating energy that we can deploy later on. So we come halfway back, get to Peterborough, we disconnect the tow rope, Steve goes back home, and we have that half distance of charge to get us home. What about that for an idea?
Yeah.
We don't mention it that we did that, of course. We best not.
Yeah, I'm still not... Yeah, keep thinking, Gareth.
Well, yeah, the best way to win it is to win honestly, of course, yes. Although with £2,000 for our respective charities there for the taking, I'm tempted to do whatever is necessary to win. Fighting talk from Jones. Welcome to King's Lynn at 2:10 in the morning. Zog and I have reached King's Lynn, having successfully completed another task in where were we? Skegness, where we had to take a picture of the pier, the sea, and the sand, which was very difficult at midnight because there was no light to light the pier at all. But we did it, we submitted it, and it was received by the quizmaster.
Probably not the best picture you've ever taken, but it did the job.
And then we followed our strategy to get us to King's Lynn, where we can charge the car and hopefully get a cup of coffee. And we found the chargers. Slightly panicked because it's listed as being within the multi-storey car park at St James's.
No, it's not listed as being within the... It's listed as being in St James's car park.
In St James's car park, I understood. Well, I misunderstood it to mean it was in the multi-storey. We get to multi-storey closed, of course, at 2 o'clock in the morning. But we drove around it and found the charge points, 3 of them from Charge Your Car, just conveniently outside. And then spent half an hour to work out the charging. This is not a great advert for electric cars. I've been through this before. I've done plenty of electric car charging.
Yeah, the difficulty we had, and we won't go into the ins and outs, but it was just to do with putting a new valid payment card on the account of the software that you can use on your phone to tell the charging point to start charging your car.
You can only charge your car with either a valid RF card or the app on your phone. And the app on the phone, that was kind of weird, I have to say. It was greyed out with where you could choose which car you have. It was greyed out. Was that? Can you hear it? It's my phone. My phone. We go live.
You have a call.
It's Picard.
Where
is my phone?
Hold the recording and grab that phone.
Okay,
grab that
excuse me. It'll be the boss,
we'll
Robin. Stand by. Robin, you are on speakerphone. We are live on Gareth Jones on Speed.
The charge light around the plug, the external one, should be green.
Should be right. I didn't think it was charging because it's white. Right, I'm going to stop recording and pay a bit more attention to the charging. Stand by. Gareth Jones on Speed! Update. We finally got charging going. There are 3 Charge Your Car charge points here. We tried all 3 of them. We finally got number 1 to do it on a 3rd attempt. It was giving us sort of communication errors for some reason. It said, oh, press the reset button and start again, and we did. And it finally started working. And so now we're charging. It's gone up 2% in the last sort of 2 minutes we've been sitting here. We're on a 16% charge now. It was 14% a couple of minutes ago. What did you just say? It's going to take an hour to get 80% charge?
It'll be just a little over. It was saying it'll be a little over an hour to get us up to 80% charge. I think it's charging at 38 kilowatts, a rate of 38 kilowatts.
That's pretty good.
So, yes, in a little over an hour we'll have 80% charge, and I think at that point we hit the road again, trying to roll up some more points.
Excellent, good. And do we know where we're going for the next set of points?
We're just going to have a little think about it. We're going to have a bit of a strategy session and try and figure out our best route back to base from here. There are a couple of waypoints that we definitely want to hit, I think, but the question is, do we want to hit any others apart from those we've already got tagged?
Let's work it out.
Let's figure it out.
But more importantly, I do wish these chargers came with a coffee machine somewhere nearby, but we're not going to find a 24-hour coffee shop in the heart of downtown King's Lynn, are we?
I think we're going to have to swing by that all-night drive-through McDonald's.
Is it a walk away?
No, it's a drive away.
Damn it. It's now 4 o'clock in the morning. We've finished charging the car just as car number 3 arrived to start charging, and they've experienced similar things that we have, in that the journey seems to take a little longer than you realise. We've got a range of 231 miles available on the car, which is marginal as far as making the stops that we want to do on the way home to score the points we do and get home. The navigation is telling us that we haven't got enough charge to get us home, but we have seen the McDonald's, which is more important that we get a cup of coffee as well. We've just seen the McDonald's. Got to have a coffee. We have to have a coffee.
The thing is, because it's now 4 o'clock,
Yeah.
it takes us an hour and 20 to get to Horning and get to the RAF place.
Yeah.
And then just under 3 hours to get from there to Waddesdon.
Back to base.
Now, I don't think we're going to make it. That's not going to happen.
In the time, so we've got to ditch one of the waypoints.
But if we ditch that waypoint, we're ditching a huge 50 points, and we've made our whole detour
Pointless.
or our whole. Yeah, we need to pick up some points somewhere, so we need to figure out a way that we can get some points if we're not going to drop off. Okay.
This is a critical bit where we order our coffee.
What do you fancy?
A black Americano, please.
Black Americano and a flat white, please.
Anything else?
No, that's it, thank you.
Okay, window 1, please.
Window 1.
Window 1. I'll get the money out.
308.
I'm still getting the money out. £1.
Oh wait.
£2.
Super.
£3.
£3.
And how much?
8.
8. That's 10.
Alright. Thank you. Cheers.
We get the coffee from the next window.
Any sugars?
Yes, please.
How many would you like?
One for me. Any sugar for you?
No, thank you.
No
I'm
sugar for
fine.
you. Just the one.
Sorry, how many was that?
Just
one.
one.
One. Yeah.
Lovely. Thanks a lot. Cheers. There you go. Take that.
I'll sort the sugars and the coffees out. Zog, you get rolling. Lights out. We navigate our way out of the car park.
Okay, so yeah, what is our strategy? Do you want to just pull up for just a minute just to think about this?
If we ditch the 50 points, we will definitely make it.
Yes.
I think that's probably more important, because if we don't make it, we're disqualified.
Yes.
If we don't make it in time.
But we need to pick up some other points. We need to pull over for a second to figure out where we're going to go. Otherwise, wherever we go, we may be going in the right direction.
Okay. We need to pull over and ditch one of our waypoints that we've put in the nav. Is that what you're saying?
Well, yeah, but remember that we've only got one paying waypoint, if you like.
Right.
There's only one waypoint that's getting us points.
And we're behind a truck.
Just pull in here.
This'll do. This will lay by.
Okay, let's figure this out.
Call up the route.
In 300 yards, leave the roundabout at the second exit.
That route doesn't help us.
Zog's now got the iPad out and he's consulting.
Okay, we were going to do this and
Yeah.
get back, okay?
Yeah.
But even on the route planner's estimated journey time right now, doing that is going to take us another 2 hours, 50, 20. It's going to take us about 4 hours and 12 minutes.
That means it will be about 8:15, 8:20.
Yeah. Now, I figure we can make up some time
Yeah.
on the way there, but
That will deplete our
we
charge.
can't make up all that much time. Yeah, and the more time we make up, the more that's going to be counting against our mileage, which is marginal right now. So,
Head for home.
Well, no. We want a better plan than that. We want something that's going to get us some points. If we're not going to go there, what if we go via there or there? Either Cambridge Museum of Tech or... Where is that?
Get the points early rather than late.
It doesn't matter when we get
No.
them. No. Market Western, okay.
That's 25 points.
That's my phone gone.
Searching for glasses. Which after, Zog?
Phone.
Phone.
Oh, got it.
You got it?
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Do you want me to drive while you're navigating? Or is
Well, no,
we need to know where we're going?
We need to know where we're going, that's the problem. Okay, current destination to Market Western.
Zog's got his phone out and is working out distances so we can optimise the journey. I hope this isn't as tense when you're listening to it as it is in the car for us. What does it say?
It'll be about an hour to Market Western, where we can get 25
points.
And then if we go from there back to Waddesdon Manor, no, not from there.
While Zog's doing that, I'm going to put sugar in his coffee. I have to say...
Okay, that'll be 2 hours 18 minutes. 2 hours 20, so 2... Okay, so we should have time to get there and then back, possibly via Cambridge. What do you think?
I think traffic's going to start getting slower from about 6 o'clock in the morning as people start using the roads.
Yeah.
And we've had an open road, generally speaking,
Yep.
despite being behind things.
Yep.
Conservative's probably the smarter choice.
Yeah. Okay, so we go to Market Western and then back, fitting in Cambridge if we can.
If we can. Take a
We
view
have
on
to take
that.
a view on that, yeah.
Depending on the time when we reach to Market Western.
Exactly. Okay, so
now
new destination, or rather actually old destination.
it's complicated because we've got an iPad which we're using to run the game. We've got sat-nav which we're using to plot our route, but we're using Zog's phone to calculate distances, and then we're referring on a piece of paper to all the possible waypoints to get coordinates. Tell me the numbers and I'll put them in. Latitude
51.833
51.833
814
814 longitude
minus 0
point
9355
9355
94.
94. Okay.
So
Add to a point.
No, that's our destination.
Set as destination. Calculating.
And then we're going to set a couple of waypoints.
Okay, so start guidance first or waypoints?
No, let's add the waypoints.
Add the waypoints. So nav,
Starting route guidance.
coordinates, latitude.
Okay, we're going to add the Swaffham one
Yep.
and the Western one. No, that's Swaffham and there's Western. 52.658.
58. Yep.
489.
489.
And
Longitude.
0.68.
0.68.
86.
86.
22.
22. Okay.
Good. Add to a point.
Add to a point.
And then add one more. Yes, okay, that.
Okay. Yep.
And then, and then do something again for
Yep.
another coordinates. And
So-
then
Nav,
Starting route guidance.
coordinates. Yep.
52.36.
0.36.
Yeah, 04.
0471.
71.
Longitude.
0.91.
0.91.
361.
361. And that's not a minus, that is a 0.
That is a 0 point.
0.914361.
Yes.
Out.
Or add to a point.
Add to a point. Now, in terms of order,
Okay, so that's Waddesdon Manor, yes. Those are the two that we're going to first.
Yeah.
So that should be Swaffham, and that should be Western. Yeah, that's right. That looks right.
excellent.
Good.
Okay,
Phew. Okay, we have
Good work,
We
see?
have another plan.
I couldn't have
Let's
done
let's hope
this
this one works out better.
without you and your superb brain.
Well, if my brain was superb, we wouldn't have tried to get to two 50-point things that we're not going to get to. That's very frustrating.
Take a glug of coffee and then let's get rolling. Good coffee.
Okay.
Now, wish us not Godspeed, but science speed. The Kona Challenge continues. We're not quite at the end game, but we're getting there. Good morning, listeners. It's about 8 minutes past 7 in the morning. The sun has come up. I'm driving again. And we are enjoying the roundabouts of Milton Keynes. Hello, what's that beep on my phone trying to tell me, I wonder? Probably Violet just checking that I'm still alive. Yeah, we have got 40-something minutes to get back to base. We have to be back at base by 8 o'clock. We're not going to do any more waypoints on the way unless we collect some vegan biscuits, because one of the challenges that was added during the night was a message from Simon at base who says, bring me back some vegan biscuits. But we haven't really got the time to go looking for whole food stores that might sell them at this time of the day, so we're relying on a chance stop by at a garage that may have them. For how many points for that?
I think we'll get 20 points if we can find vegan biscuits.
Right.
Return them to base. But yeah, a little research suggests that fortunately rich tea biscuits may happen to be vegan, so that's what we're going for. Fantastic.
I'm pretty confident that we're not going to win this challenge, because looking at the live scores a little bit earlier on, the sort of scoreboard leaderboard, Phil Huff, front seat Phil, and his partner were way ahead of us in terms of points. They had something like 340 points when we had 185, an unassailable lead. However, we're not giving up, because what if they got disqualified?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're hoping for some kind of last minute upset whereby basically every other team gets disqualified. That would do quite nicely.
It can happen, and if they don't make it back for some charging reason, then they are disqualified. So it's not out of the realms of possibility. We know we're going to make it back, so we are still in it. We're probably not going to win it, but we might.
I hate
what?
Having just updated everyone's positions on the map board, yet I don't think there's much chance of Phil not making it back to base. He's just up the road from there, so
easy.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Oh. Well, we put on a concerted, thoughtful effort. Our strategy was good. I want to know how, Phil.
I think we had a good strategy, but maybe it was a little bit ambitious. We didn't make 2 of the high scoring waypoints that we hoped to make. That would have made a big difference. Took us a lot longer getting to the first one, and then took us longer to sort the charging out than we figured, and by the time all that had shaken out, our plan A wasn't working anymore.
Well, plan A was a good plan, and we did have a plan B, because we adjusted our strategy, which is smart thinking on your part, and amazing that you could do that, Zog. I don't think I would have had the spare brain capacity to do that. Well done.
Well, you just got to come up with something else when what you're doing isn't working. And we've got plenty of information to work from with the rally book and the game app, so yeah, it wasn't too tough to figure something else out. But I don't think we'll have won this, but we'll find out when we get there. We'll see what the final scores are.
We'll find out in about 16 miles. Gareth Jones on speed! That was the game iPad just telling us that we've just arrived back at Waddesdon Manor, the final stage of the rally. We are 1.9 miles from our ultimate stop. We've just rendezvoused with Team 4, which I think is the 2 chaps who we met who were charging at the same point as us. It's all bigging and clinging now. It's all the game. And I think we turn left very soon into the place. Just as the odometer on the car is about to turn to exactly 400 miles. We've been driving for, well, actually rolling for something like 9 or 10 hours, allowing for recharging and working out how to recharge, and some of the stops at way stations we did where we had to take pictures, particularly in Skegness, which was a bit of a palaver. We had to park near the seafront, and then I had to walk pretty much the length of the pier to get to the seafront to take the picture of what we were required in the task, a picture of the pier and the sea and the sand. The final turn in now. This is almost exciting. If I wasn't exhausted, I wasn't convinced that we're not going to win, I'd actually be excited. What you got there, Zog? Oh, you got a thumbs up and a thumbs down thing. What's all that about on the iPad?
Final task feedback.
Okay. Through the gates, quietly, along the final couple of 100 yards, the two weary drivers in their Hyundai Kona, capable of traversing great distances on one charge. The range of a car, 300 miles, is not in doubt. Even based on some of the fairly rapid driving we were doing, I think you'd still get 300 miles out of this car. Amazing how far we've come with electric cars so very, very quickly. Once upon a time, the only electric car that you could get that could do that sort of mileage was a Tesla. Now the I-Pace claims something like that. The Kona does this. Don't think the new Leaf can get 300 miles, but it's pretty close, and that is a useful mileage. And what a sprightly car this is as well. I noticed it pulls away from roundabouts very nicely because you can get the power down quickly, it being electric. It comes out of roundabouts better than it goes in. It doesn't go in too bad, but it comes out very smartish. We had lots of fun in the last section, knowing that we didn't have to eke out our battery charge. Actually, looking at the battery charge, we've got a range of 37 miles still in the pack, and we'll get points for that, but pretty sure we're not going to win it. Cattle grids, and if I remember, there's another cattle grid before we arrive at the manor. I can see flags on the sat-nav now. Can you hear stuff clunking around in the back? We did have a luggage net holding our food and recharging cables and bits of baggage in the boot, but at some point, grabbing the food out of the boot, the luggage net has released my bag, I think, which is slopping around in the back, hence all that clunking around. We are metres away now from the finish, driving very gingerly, 20 miles per hour along this beautiful country manor. Lovely place, by the way, if you want to visit it and have a look. It's amazing, the view. As Buckinghamshire opens up in front of us, a huge panoramic view of a bowl dipping away and the sun glinting off. My eyes, my poor eyes. And there's Robin Hales with his camera catching our arrival. And the final couple of metres. I don't think any of us are going to take a lot of bother parking particularly carefully. Just get the car parked and get in before 8 o'clock. Actually, we're alright for time because the time is 7:40. We have 20 minutes to spare. We could, in theory, just go and drive around for 20 minutes and score some more points, but I'm not sure there's any point to that. Oh, that car is number 4. It wasn't the car that we rendezvous with at Charging Point. I'm not sure who that is, Team 4. But there we are. Zog, I shake your hands.
Well done, sir.
Well done, and well done, listeners, for staying with that. Let's go inside and get the full final briefing. Everybody's back at base now. The final team didn't make it before the 8 o'clock cut-off, but we've all agreed, the other teams that have got here before then, to allow them not to be disqualified because, you know, the rest of us made it. Oh, here we go. Robin starting with the results.
7th place winner. Also Express, 551 points. If we've taken that into account, there's been some tweaking. It was, but then arriving late was an instant DQ, and we had a group discussion. Then the 6th placed winner, Gareth Jones on speed, 657 points. The 5th place winner, Ed and Poppy, 659 points. Fourth place, Carl Witter, 703 points. Third place, the Big Cos, 708 points. In second place, with 856 points, Team 64. So our winner, who will not revel in his glory too much, or their glory, I should say, Chris and Phil, high and drive, 959 points.
No.
And as we said at the beginning of the event, so that's £1,000 to each of you, £2,000 to a charity of your choice. And then what we'll do, there is a little trophy which we're going to get stamped, engraved, and we'll send it out to you. But thanks for taking part. I know it's been stressful for some of you, but hopefully it's given you some decent time in the car, shown you what the car can do, how it stacks up against what we say it will do, as to what it actually will do, and hopefully there's not been too much of a difference. Yeah, but thank you very much, and hopefully see you for the same thing next year.
After some sleep. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you very much for organising it.
Yeah.
This whole idea has been stewing in my head for ages. Me and Gareth had a very drunk conversation, and that's where it all kind of morphed from there, so you can blame me.
This seemed like a good idea at the time, didn't it?
Gareth Jones on speed.
Right, that's it. Zog and I trudge wearily back to his internal combustion engine car, which we still enjoy, despite it being
primitive 19th century technology.
Very good technology, though.
Good technology. But,
so, what have we learnt on this trip, Zog?
well, we've seen that the Kona's a very good little practical car. It does the job.
And as ever, the network is still a little patchy, isn't it? The recharging network.
Yeah, I mean,
getting into Zog's lovely car. Well, let me tell you a couple of things I've learnt. That, yeah, the Kona really can do 300 miles on a charge, and probably more if you drive very deftly. And, yeah, one other thing. I got a text from friend of the programme, Alex Goy, who said, I've discovered this fact. Now, I haven't checked this, so you might want to check it yourself to see if it is verifiable. But according to Alex Goy, the word Kona means lady parts. It's a rude word for lady parts in Portuguese. So please check that out with Google Translate if you can. And that the Kona is actually marketed as something else in Portuguese speaking territories for that reason. That's a great fact. That's the most amazing thing that we've learned, I think, over the last 12 hours of driving. It's been great fun, and only one thing remains to be done now, and that's for us to get back to the hotel and try and get a few hours sleep.
Breakfast.
Yeah. You know what? You know what's going to happen? We're actually going to recharge, aren't we? That's right. You've been listening to Gareth Jones on Speed with Zog.
Goodbye.
And me, Gareth. Good night, or good morning, or whatever it is. I don't know.
To send us an email, see pictures, get song lyrics, join our Facebook fan site, follow us on Twitter, or to find out about sponsorship opportunities, go to garethjones.tv. Gareth Jones on Speed is made in London by Whizbang.
Gareth Jones on Speed!